I'm Steve Jasper and I'm the jet lag guy. Welcome to this week's episode of Jet Lag in the News. A lot of research and news has come out this week, so let's dig right in. A team of researchers at Oxford University have found that mitochondria, commonly known as the powerhouses of the body, have an impact on sleep. When mitochondria and certain sleep regulating brain cells get overcharged, they leak electrons, which produces reactive oxygen species which have the potential to damage cells. To shut down this leak, specialized neurons act as circuit breakers by triggering sleep. This research was conducted in fruit flies, and by manipulating electron flow to these cells, the amount of sleep in the fruit flies can be controlled, which has impacts for sleep medicine. Viewers in the Northern Hemisphere will currently be enjoying your summer, and spare a thought for those of us well south of the equator. Researchers at the RIKEN Institute for Interdisciplinary Theoretical and Mathematical Sciences, led by Gen Kurosawa in Japan, have discovered how our circadian rhythm maintains a consistent 24-hour cycle, even in extreme heat. It turns out there's a subtle shift in the shape of gene activity rhythms at higher temperature called waveform distortion. This process maintains our approximately 24-hour cycle while adapting to the heat. Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican senator from Wisconsin, is demanding the records from the National Archives relating to former President Joe Biden's health in a letter to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. You may recall that during the 2024 presidential campaign, Joe Biden performed very poorly, leading to his withdrawal from the campaign and replacement by Kamala Harris. President Biden went on to blame his poor performance to jet lag, plus a cold. The president's son, Hunter Biden, has said that his father was like a deer in headlights due to jet lag and a sleeping agent called Ambien, the active ingredient zolpidem, marketed as Stilnox in Australia. Senator Johnson is not satisfied with this response and has stated that there is a cover-up of President Biden's declining health, with no record of Ambien on the former president's medical records. I'll be watching for further developments. In the UK, there are plans for a hypersonic jet to fly from New York to London in an hour. Called the Sabre, this ambitious £6 billion project is led by UK engineering consultancy Fraser Nash, part of the Invictus program supported by the European Space Agency. Quoting directly from the article in Travel and Leisure, the Invictus program is expected to help the UK expand its space research as well as defence capabilities. The Sabre is scheduled to take off from conventional runways and operate right at the edge of space, with researchers at Fraser Nash targeting 2031 for the first flight demonstration. The aircraft is also likely to have horizontal takeoff capabilities. My warning is, while I love the idea of flying across the Atlantic in an hour, the jet lag will be brutal. The faster the flight, the worse the jet lag. That's why there is no such thing as boat lag. The British and Irish Lions rugby team is currently touring Australia, with thousands of followers making the long trek from the UK and Ireland to support their team. For the team and the fans, not only is this expensive, but the jet lag is brutal. There are currently talks for future tours for the British and Irish Lions to travel to France, which is a lot more jet lag friendly destination for both the players and the fans. And honestly, I can't blame them. There was a nasty surprise for passengers of a Virgin Atlantic flight from London Heathrow to New York's JFK Airport, where the luggage had light brown stains and a foul stench. Thankfully, it wasn't human waste, but terminal grease, so the incident happened from a leaking grease pipe in the terminus. One passenger had lost all their clothes because they had a fabric bag, and airport staff were not particularly helpful, according to some reports. It's causing some passengers to rethink their packing, either shrink wrapping their bags or just taking carry-on luggage. All in all, it was a thoroughly unpleasant experience for the passengers concerned. Professor Dustin Morrows has a film called Jet Lag, which is an animation made. There was a nasty surprise for passengers of a Virgin Atlantic flight from from London Heathrow to New York's JFK Airport, where the in the style of an airline safety brochure. It's being screened at Portland International Airport in the Hollywood Theatre's micro cinema. So if you're flying through Portland, go check it out. And please let me know what you think. I haven't seen it myself, and I'd love to see it down the track. I've just got an entire Pacific Ocean between where I am and Portland International Airport. Last week, I did a 24/7 promotion and I released a special series of 6 videos about jet lag. If you would like to see those videos, see my profile on LinkedIn and feel free to connect with me, and you can see the 6 videos in order to minimize the impact of jet lag. If you have any questions or want to know more about what I do, check out my website at www.jetlagguide.com.au. There's another book on the way, and you'll be the first to know when it's released. And that's this week's Jet Lag in the News. I'm Steve Jasper. Thank you for your attention.